J-Lo. The next day, Rihanna is popular, right? Next day, maybe Farzana might be popular again, right? So this is how they do. They lead you around with a carrot. They lead you around from this trend to this trend, and this cycle, and this endless, and they treat you as sheep. And make no mistake about it, even those brothers, you know, who dress really gangster, they dress really tough, right? They are nothing but sheep in wolf's skin. They try to act tough. They try to act dangerous. But you're nothing but sheep in wolf's skin. Because you're still a follower. You're still being led around by the nose. Because a real man, I'm going to address my fellow brothers for a moment here, is that a real man, when his mother criticizes him or yells at him, he takes it. But he can't take, if his Muslim brothers and sisters are being oppressed in the world, he can't take anyone disrespecting Muslims. He can't take injustice. He can't take missing his salah. This is the qualities of a real man. And so it is time for us to arise from being sheep to becoming shepherds. It is time for us to arise from being in the back seat to becoming in the driver's seat. It is time for us to arise from being followers to becoming leaders. Because each person in this room has the light of Iman in their heart. Each person in this room has the ability to make an impact in society. Each person in this room has an ability to illuminate the darkness in this world. Each and every one of us. Some people's lights, they're stronger than others. But nevertheless, you all have a light. Rasulullah, he said, the strong believer is more beloved and better than the weak one. But there is goodness in both. But there's goodness in each and every one of you. And this is the generation that needs to arise to illuminate society. This is the generation that needs to arise. And I want to pause for a second here, because when you go through these sometimes motivational conferences and programs, it stops. After you leave the conference, you stop and you say to yourself, what can I do? I'm not the president of the masjid. I'm not the president of the Muslim Students Association. I don't have any position of authority. People don't look at me as someone who wields power. What difference can I make? How can I make an impact on society? So what I want to do right now is I want to change that perception. Actually, don't forget that. I want to blow up that perception. I want to blow up that prejudice. They say that we're good at blowing up things. Well, I'm going to blow up the prejudice today. And you think you need to be someone recognized, you need to be someone famous to make a change. And I'll give you one example for the brothers, one example for the sisters. Rasulullah, he described to the Sahabi a man who would come from Yemen. And he described this Sahabi, this man to the Sahabi. He was a man by the name of Uwais al-Qarni. And he said that this man, he looks like such and such, he suffered from leprosy, and his entire body healed except for the size of a devil. And he is somebody who is kind to his mother. And he described this person. And he said to his Sahaba, he said, if you see this man, ask him to make dua for you. Ask him to make dua. And so Rasulullah, he passed on. And so the Khalifa of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq came. And Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, he looked for this man, but he couldn't find him. And soon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took Abu Bakr as-Siddiq's soul. And Abu Bakr as-Siddiq died. And then Umar bin al-Khattab, the second Khalifa, he started looking for this man. And one time a delegation from Yemen came and described this man to them. And he said, is this man amongst you? They said, yes. They didn't think anything special of this person. They didn't think he was anything special. You know what his job was? That these Khalifa, these great pillars in our Muslim community, in our society, in our history, are looking for this man. They're seeking him out. Do you know what his job was? His job was to clean the dung from the cows. He was he wasn't a significant person in this society. Who was Abu Bakr as-Siddiq and who was Umar bin al-Khattab? That Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, he said that Rasulullah said, if you take the iman of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq and you take the iman, the iman of the rest of the ummah, that the iman of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq would outweigh the rest of the ummah. Who was Umar ibn al-Khattab? That he was known as Al-Faruq, that when Shaitan would come, he would see Umar ibn al-Khattab coming, he would take another path. That these two Sahabi were promised paradise. But Rasulullah is saying, when you see this man from Yemen, ask him to make dua for you. And he was even recognized for the dua. You all have an ability to do something. You see a brother here, don't ever underestimate a brother or a sister. You all have the ability to change. You see a brother, he's working so hard. He's volunteering maybe for the conference. And, the generation Muslim shirt is just barely able to, it's so loose on him. He's just, his stove is just hanging off of him. But he's working so hard. Don't you ever undermine the ability of a Muslim just by looking at the individual or seeing if this person is recognized by people. Abdullah ibn Masud, he was climbing up the tree, and the Sahabi started laughing at his legs because his legs were thin. What did Rasulullah say? He said that those legs on the day of judgment will be heavier than the mountain of Uhud. Allahu Akbar. So never underestimate the ability that any one of you would have.